Making money in No Man's Sky is easy, even without duping or cheating. However, nanites can be a little bit more of a challenge to earn honestly, especially if you want them quickly. Today, I would like to talk about earning nanites in No Man's Sky the honest way. There are many ways that you can get your hands on them, but most of them require an extensive amount of time and patience. Once explained why some techniques are quicker than others, I will demonstrate the best of them. For the people that do not care about the deep dive, you can skip to the timecode on the screen right now. The truth is, some techniques are simply peanuts compared with other methods out there. The navigation data nodes and extraction modules, scanning and uploading discoveries, even the space station and Nexus missions. All of them give you nanites, but take considerable time to either find or complete them. Both Helios and Ares in the Anomaly can provide you with a nice sum of nanites, but it's most of the time because you forgot about them for weeks and you collected all that data for them. Kronos is actually a quite great source for earning nanites, but only if you feel like feeding him every pastry and dish separately and getting talked down to every time you do it. Many players swear by refining, and frankly, refining is a great way to earn nanites, and if you know what you're doing, rather quickly as well. Several things can be refined into nanites. We have Hadal and Larval cores, Platinum, Pugnium, Runaway Mold, Salvage Data, and Tainted Metal. We also have the Vile Spawn and the Fleshy Ropes, but they seem to be limited to the 4th expedition, so pretty useless to regular play. To make sure this tutorial does not become unnecessarily extensive, let us simply start with listing these items and see how long each of them take to refine and what they give in return. Each of these items has a different ratio for refining. For example, the Hadal and Lava cores have a ratio of 1 to 50, which means that one piece will refine into 50 nanites. While example, the Pugnium has a ratio of 25 to 1, which means you need 25 Pugnium to create 1 nanite. The more important information is actually knowing how long it takes to refine these items. Therefore, I have organized it so that each refining process results in the same outcome, which is 150 nanites, so we can compare the time better. So, to produce 150 nanites of each of these items, this is the amount you need to begin with. Now that we know how many of each item we need, we can now also see how much each of them will take to refine into 150 nanites. Judging by the refining time only, it is very clear that Hadal and Larva cores take the lead here, as it takes less than a second to refine them into 150 nanites. The third in line is Salvage Data, but this will take you almost 13 seconds to refine it. However, each of these items does not magically appear into your inventory. We need to go and find and collect them, which of course should be taken into consideration when looking at the average time it would take for this. I took some time to go and search, organize and collect each of these items and timed them how much I needed for it. That way, we can add it to the calculation so we can make a better decision. For Hadal cores, we need to find a body of water. Normally, these will contain submerged relics or an alluring specimen. These are of course limited per location, so after you found some, you will have to move to another body of water. Searching for these also comes with dangers, being it the screamy fish or the abyssal horrors if the submerged relics are under plants or corals. I took time to find several of the Hadal cores and flew between 2 locations. In total, I collected 15 Hadal cores and that took me about 18 minutes to do. Now, as in our table we only need 3 of them for the calculations, which means for 3 Hadal cores I would need about 250 seconds to collect them. I did the same collecting and calculating for the other items as well. Again, I collected way more than I needed, but that gives me a better average time to work with. For Larva cores, I need 70 seconds to collect 3 of them. Salvage Data takes about 200 seconds to take 10 of them. Now, for Tainted Metal, I did have to do some weird calculations, as derelict freighters will give you more than just that. You can easily collect Hadal cores and other nanites along the way. After refining all of the items, I had about 700 nanites after one run. So instead of calling this Tainted Metal, let us rename this the Derelict Freighter Run. To obtain 75 nanites during a Derelict Freighter Run, you will need about 240 seconds. Then we have 3 more items we can collect, and in all honesty not worth our time, especially if you're aiming at earning nanites the honest way. Pugnium can be refined into nanites, but you will need to kill 2 sentinels to be able to refine 1 nanite. So even if you take down quads and walkers, you still end up killing 200 of the mix of them to earn 150 nanites. It is simply a waste of time. Many players have been swearing by platinum, either mining it in space or farming it. But platinum is such a slow and outdated way you should not spend any time on this. Apart from taking a long time to refine it, it is also a hassle to collect it. It takes you more than 5,000 platinum to generate 150 nanites. That is just a storage nightmare. Even if you would build a farm that generates enough gold and silver to refine into platinum, the return on investment is laughably small. To earn 10,000 nanites every 24 hours with a platinum farm, you would need 2 S-class hotspots for silver and gold. Then on each of these hotspots, you would need to build 23 extractors, and you would need 350 supply depots for each site, which need to be split up in sets so there are no diminishing returns. That farm would give you 10,000 nanites every 24 hours. And I'm not even calculating the time you would need to refine that gold and silver to platinum, and then the platinum to nanites. It is not a smart way to earn nanites. Runaway molds can be a very lucrative way to earn nanites, but to be honest, only when you use the exploit for it. You can find many guides on the Curious Deposit exploit, but as we're only covering the honest way, Curious Deposits are not the quickest way to get nanites. However, if you come across one, I would advise you to mine and refine them. A cluster of them easily returns about 5,000 runaway mold, which in return will give you 1,000 nanites. But as for a way to quickly earn nanites in sequence, runaway mold is a very slow progress. The hardest part is finding them. It can easily take you between 10 to 45 minutes if you are on a planet that actually has them. I would however advise you, if you find a curious deposit, scan around the area, as it seems they do spawn along the ley lines of the planet. On several occasions I found 2 or 3 more clusters along the north or south directions. But as finding the actual spot is too random, it is not a viable way to make honest nanites. So, according to our current list, gathering lava cores for nanites seems to be the most feasible way to earn honest nanites. But it's definitely not the best way. The best way remains the good old ship scrapping. Ship scrapping can provide you with an average of 10,000 nanites every 20 minutes. That means, compared with the best refining method, ship scrapping will give you 150 nanites every 18 seconds. This method simply blows every other technique out of the water, and this is an honest way of making nanites. While it's true you will need a budget to start buying your ships with, it took me about 7 million in funding to earn up to 10,000 nanites. While you could say that the time it takes to earn that money should be calculated, it would be better to prepare yourself and build a money farm and earn that sweet money in less than 10 minutes. If you're interested in how, then check out these guides on how to make money in No Man's Sky. Now that we have covered the best ways to make nanites, let me take the time to show you the techniques I've been using for both lava core farming and ship hunting. Farming lava cores can be dangerous, especially if you're not prepared for them. When you shoot one of the eggs, the horrors will start digging themselves up from the ground and will start attacking you, which makes it hard to harvest any other cores. Many swear by digging under the nest and creating tunnels, but I prefer using my building method to fence these buggers in. We start with locating a single nest around the building. The area where they spawn in is always around the egg that you cracked, so by simply dropping a base computer and then building a fence around one of the nests, we can block them from attacking you while you're raiding the other nests. The size of a spawn area is not extremely large, but it's better to build the fence larger just to be safe. While the building should block them as well, just build another 3 walls here to block them from glitching through it. Once that is done, break one of the eggs inside the fence, and after all of them are spawned in and blocked, you can now start harvesting the other eggs outside the fence. When the fence is built properly, you should not have any horrors bothering you. Before you shoot the last egg outside of the fence, wait until the swarm subsides. Once it has subsided, shoot the egg outside the fence, which will spawn them there. Now you can jump inside the fenced area and harvest the remaining eggs in there. In 5 minutes I collected 28 eggs from this building, which will provide me a nice sum of nanites once refined. So let us jump over to my refiners and get that done. With the speed these cores refine, there is no need for more than 1 refiner. You could easily do this with your portable or personal refiner. After 20 seconds or so, I refined my 28 cores into 1400 nanites. Not a bad haul. But we can do way better, so let's go and scrap some starships. Alright, while we're waiting for the ships to fly in, you can see I have cleared both my inventory and my cargo slots. While it's not necessary to have that many slots free, the more slots you have, the longer you can keep up scrapping without having them filled up too quickly. You can also see I have a budget here of 18 million, which I will be using to purchase ships and scrap them afterwards. Once again, I would refer to my money guides on how to make steady and quick money. When purchasing ships, we prefer S-Class and exotics overall, but these will not always fly in when you want to. A and B classes also just do fine and will give you a good amount of modules when scrapped. The ships we avoid are C-Class and haulers. C-Class ships give bad modules in returns, haulers are just too expensive and eat too quickly at the budget. So once a ship lands that suits your conditions, just go and talk to the pilot and make an offer on this ship. In the meantime, other ships landed. We have an A-Class here and a B-Class there, so let us purchase both of them as well. Alright, we have now 3 ships we can scrap. We just have to be careful we don't accidentally scrap my original ship here. At the outfitting station, we can select Claim Scrap. This will scrap the ship you purchased last and give you the valuable items in return that can be sold later on. Now, once that ship is scrapped, we need to jump in and out of our other ship so that we can select the ship for scrapping. That way we avoid scrapping our personal exotic. And now we can scrap the shuttle. By the way, if you check the discoveries, you can see the status of our current system. I am here in an opulent economy, which will influence the quality of ships flying into the space station. Higher tier economies also have a higher chance for S-Class starships to fly in. You can also learn about the economy status of systems before you warp to them, but you will have to have the economy scanner installed first. So after a while, you will want to sell all the items you got from the scrapping just to clear the space and get some money back. Now, one thing I'm not selling that will be the storage augmentations, as I would like to use these later on, so let us keep that one. Let me continue purchasing and scrapping ships for another 15 minutes or so. There are systems with first wave S-Class exotics, which can be triggered by reloading the game. But once again, this is an honest nanite guide, so we will do no such thing. Alright, our budget is starting to be low. I have been scrapping quite some ships in the last 10 minutes. But we still have a lot of items in our inventory, so let us sell that first. So I think this will be the last ship I'm buying and scrapping. Let me also sell all the items here, except the augmentations, as I'm gonna use them to improve this ship. So before I scrap this ship, we're gonna upgrade this one. Currently the ship is worth 3.2 million, so let us now add the augmentations to this shuttle. And we will be adding them to the general inventory. Do not add them to the technology, as that will not influence the value of the ship. So now we should not have any augmentations left anymore. In the meantime, you can also see how many modules we already have collected. We will be selling these soon. But let us scrap this ship first, and would you look at that, the price of this ship just raised by 1.2 million. So let us scrap it and then sell the items to a pilot. That way we can see the final result of our work. Okay, so selling this puts our bank back at 8 million, so in total we have been using a little less than 10 million in purchasing and scrapping ships. So how many nanites did this give us now? Let's go and check. And would you look at that, almost 13,000 nanites just in less than 20 minutes work. This is definitely the best way to get yourself nanites, and I did not even have to use any exploits or whatsoever to gain these nanites. We also did not have any S-classes or exotics fly in, so you could easily make more of this if you find a better system. So I hope you enjoyed this video about how to earn honest nanites in No Man's Sky and learn some new things. If you want to learn more, I will link some other videos here at the end of this video that most likely will be up your alley as well. Don't forget to press that thumbs up, and I will see you next time. This was Beeblebum. Goodbye for now.